G'day crew, and welcome to part 2 of my recent trip. As we left off in part 1, I was just heading over to Peel to anchor up in Horseshoe Bay because of the wind direction. That was going to be a really good anchorage for the night, and I had some hopes of doing some fishing while I was there. That worked out really well, as we're about to see. But before we get into the fishing action, I'd just like to run you through how I went about determining where I was going to anchor up for the night, so that I could also do some fishing. And that involves a bit of sounding around before you settle on a spot. The first thing I do is to drive around a bit and see if I can pick up some fish on the sounder. Because of the proximity of the reef, in this case, I had to do that manually. I couldn't do it on autopilot like I did over at the fowl ground in the last episode. So I just drive around and I mark whatever fish I can find, and then I decide where I'm going to anchor for the night. That's what I'm doing here. As I go, you'll see I drop some marks. These ones are little golf flags inside an orange circle. There's some other marks there from a previous trip which I haven't bothered to erase yet, but it's the golf flags in the orange circle that are the recent ones. I'll highlight them on the screen as I drop them so that you can see. And then once I've located some fish, I'll talk about anchoring up for the night to fish on them. And there you have it. I dropped the anchor, I reversed away from it to make sure it dug in properly, and then I let the boat settle around to the direction it was going to hold because of the wind and current. You'll see there in the screen that the boat ended up directly over the middle mark, which was pretty much what I intended. That allowed me to cast out towards the left and right of the boat onto the other marks, and that worked out pretty good for me. As you can see here, I've got 3 marks where the fish were holding. I've turned on the range rings around the boat so that I know exactly how far from the marks I am. It's a reasonably calm night, not expecting anything to blow up, so I'm going to put out 3 times the depth of water in road, plus the chain. I've had a look at the boats further in towards shore so I know which way they're going to lay in the wind and current, which also means I know which way my boat's going to lay. So I head for a point which will allow me to drop the anchor and have the boat sit back towards the centre of the 3 marks. Now, working the drag on this rod. Oh, don't you dare, that's my fish. Oh, dolphin thought he was going to have my fish. Not on, old boy, not on. I didn't even wait for the net. I thought the dolphin was going to have him. No wonder he's working the drag with the dolphin chasing him. Right. What are we on there? Say, put him on 20. There. 40, 41 and a half. Oh, I'll take that. That's not too bad. Oh, something just went for a really good. Oh, he's not done yet. Oh, come on, don't let the dolphins get you. Oh. Oh. Get the pliers for that. Now, if you measure, put you on 20 down there, and you are 43. I'm not sure what was going on with this fish. There's no way that a 43 centimetre fish took the runs that this did. When I hooked him up and he went for that huge run, I thought I had a much larger fish on. And I really think I did. Maybe there was 2 fish on it, and I took 1 hook each. The other possibility is that I had 2 fish on and the dolphin grabbed one and took off with it, and that was the huge run that I couldn't stop. And eventually he tore the hook out and kept going with the fish, which allowed me to wind the other one in. But against that theory is the head shakes I felt during the initial run, and the fact that I did turn it a little bit and get some line back on it, which, if a dolphin had it, I don't think I could have done that. Unless perhaps he let go of it for a little while and grabbed it again. Who knows? It was a bit of excitement anyway, having the fish go for such a run. And I still did land a fish out of it. Other one. They're not big enough to keep though. Got to get him down without the dolphins getting him though. That might be a bit of a trick. What is it? 34. He's just shy. I'll put him over this side. Well, we took off fast enough anyway, so he's got a fighting chance. Something on that other one too, or interested in it at least. How interested are you? Oh, interested enough to get yourself hooked. Only small though. Just shy of being a keeper again. Damn. Oh, yeah. Oh, let's see what's happened. Not as bad as I thought. I thought you swallowed both of them there for a minute. Right, what are you? 30. Get out here. Let's try and get away from the dolphins. I haven't even sat down properly, and this rod went off. Not a bad fish. Oh, maybe not a keeper though. I will get the net for it though, it's just the same. Whoa, and the other one. Oh, jeez. Oh, let's pick him up. Oh. 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 Oh, 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 oh. Here we go. You are 39. Oh. Alright, get you back, eh? Oh. Yeah, you're going. You're a bit bigger. Ooh. 42. You're coming home. I didn't turn the camera on because it was so small I didn't even know I had him on. He was after a big bait there. He's aiming to grow big. Okay, it will if you can get away from the dolphin. Use that bait up and I might pack it in for the night. Oops, lazy. I've got something on here. Interest anyway. Maybe not a little thicker. Oh, no, he's not. Come on, get you out of there before they get you. Now, of course we've got it all hooked up now. There we go. Oops, lazy. Now, you'll be going back because you're too small. Oops. The only question is by how much? 32, so 3. I think you're safe down here. Oh, maybe not. Oh no, they're looking the other way. I see, I still got it. Another little. Oh, it's not so little. Not legal, but not so little either. Quick measure. Oops, we'll get you back. 33. Okay, well you weren't so little. There's lots of fish here, you should be full by now. Oh, I got one. I have two. Only a baby, but he's there. Oh, another one of those stripy things. Ah. Oh, here you are, hey. Don't know whether he got him or not. Oh, that'll do me for a bit. Whoops. Oh, I think he must have got the bait. I think he might have bit me off, actually. He did too. Mongrel. That wasn't what I wanted to finish up with. Oh. I think I got something on the big lure. I did. A greedy grooner. See, that lure's nearly as big as you are. I reckon you had a hide trying to get that. Alright. Here you can go in the bait bucket. Put you out again, see if we can get something better. Oh, got some show on the sounder. Funnily enough, it's about the same spot we had it last time I trolled through here. I might have to do a U-turn and go back through that if we don't get any hookups when the lines go through. Oh, turtle. He's after the fish that are down there too. Well, I reckon that should have put the lines through that fish, or not through the fish, above them. I'll do a Yui in a little bit, go out to that next one, and then I'll do a U-turn and come back and see if I can hook up on that. If I can't, I'll go over to the West Peel, have a troll through there, and by then it should be time enough to go and pick up the crab pots and go home. Not in any particular hurry. I don't need to get off the water till probably 9 o'clock-ish. That should give all the boats that are going out a chance to get out, and I can just go in on the ramp then. I think I might have gone through another patch of grinners. Got something on both rods. That's what it is. There's you Lakes Ambitious going for this lure. I'll get you back out again first before I attend to that other one. Something on me, it's only small. Might be a little Squire. Oh no. Yep, that's what it is, little Squire. Yeah. Jeez, you managed to get yourself hooked up pretty well though, didn't you? So to go up a heavy rod, big lure, and didn't hook up because the rod bent down, and let go, and there's nothing on it now. Well, I must remember to have a look for bite marks when I pull it up. I just trolled through the Westfield Artificial Reef. I couldn't hit all the marks, quite a few boats here. But the marks I did hit, I didn't see a single fish on them. So a lot of hopefuls here. Maybe the marks they've got have fish, but none of the structure that I went over had any. Nevertheless, I'm just killing some time, waiting for it's time to go and pick up the crab pot, so there's no great drama about that. It's a bit rough out here, as you can probably see. I'll just troll on up, maybe round the top of Peel towards the lazarette until it's time to go and pick up the crab pots. Not much point going back through here with the number of boats that are all on the marks. It's a weekend now. I prefer to do that during the week. Oh. And I put my flyers away. Come on, get out there. Oh. There we go. I've got another grinner. Yep. Have indeed. There we go. Oh, we've got a few in it this time. So a bit deeper. Woo! Yeah, now that is a good load. A few jennies in there, but a few big bucks too. Definitely want the measurer out. There we go. Yep. Three. This fella here will be four. There's no doubt about him. So we'll put the measure on to see how much bigger he is. A lot bigger. Jenny, too small. Jenny, too small. This one may be worth a check. I think you'll be small. Yeah, definitely. Oh, here's size. Okay, the rest can go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 jennies. Didn't need it this time. Nevertheless, I had it. Two littlies. One might be worthy of a measure, the other's a jenny. Oh yeah, get you out. Wash that bit of mud off, which I wish I'd done earlier. What happened there? Oh, heck. No wonder it's hard to pull up. How did that happen, I wonder? Bit odd. The rope at the top being all messed up, and at the bottom. Find that a bit hard to believe. That wave action has twisted that up like that. It's never happened to me before. Looks like only one possible, the rest are jennies. Oh no, there's two there. I might get one of them. Yep, about 2 mils. He'll be the same, just too small. Yep, a bit more, 5 mils. Okay, first of jennies, that's 5 jennies and $2. You hardly ever need a bait hook on a bait, but well, geez, they're handy when you do. I'm still wearing this shirt that I got from Mr. Bait, and last night it was pouring rain when I got a big snapper on. So of course I stood out in it while I reeled him in, but by the time I went to bed, oh, it wouldn't have been any more than an hour later if that. Shirt was bone dry. This is the track I followed. There's 68 nautical miles of it, and given the price of fuel today, some people would say that that's a lot of money for 5 fish and 6 crabs, but given the price of seafood, it's not all that bad. Plus I had the pleasure of being out on the water, and that's worth something in itself. And before I wrap this video up, I just want to talk a little bit about the foul ground, which I covered in the previous video, but I didn't get to this part. And this is the scan I took when I was in fish hunter mode. As you can see, the depth varies from about 10.5 metres to 18.5 metres, so a difference of 8 metres, but bear in mind that's over a large distance. Each of those petals in the flower pattern that I tracked when I was in fish hunter mode is 0.8 of a nautical mile long. So the whole diameter of that flower pattern is 1.6 nautical miles, and the variation in depth over that distance is only 8 metres. So it's a very gradual rise, although there is a notable lump right in the centre. However, the fish aren't always around that. They are sometimes. I've been over there and just seen the sounder light up with fish all over that lump, but more often they're somewhere away from it. Anyway, I just wanted to say that about the foul ground before I wrap the video up. And these are the fish that I caught. I kept the tailor because my wife likes it, and I got 4 snapper. The smaller one was the first one that I caught, and as often happens when you keep a legal snapper first, it's only just a bit over legal, you catch bigger ones later. And it's quite galling to throw back bigger ones later just because you've reached your bag limit. Ideally, you could have a fish tank on your boat where you can keep them all alive, and at the end of the day pick out your big ones and throw the rest back. But you'd need a yacht for that. And this is what I came home with. It was a good feed anyway. I only got to keep 6 legal crabs. That was a feed for us, but a little bit more prospecting to find out what depth they're holding at, and I'm sure I'll do a lot better next time, or the time after, or the time after that. Eventually I'll find them. With crabs, like fish, the key is to find where they are. The sounder helps you find the fish. Just drive around until you see them on the sounder. Crabs are a little bit more difficult. You can't see them on the sounder, so you've got to drop your pots, leave them in, pull them up, and see if you've got any crabs. If you didn't, move them somewhere else. It's best when you go out fairly regularly. You can get onto the crabs reasonably quickly, but when there's a big gap between trips, makes it a lot harder. And that's it for the video. I hope you learned something from it, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a great time out on the water, and looking forward to the next trip. I was hoping to get out on the following weekend because the weather was pretty good, but that didn't happen. I had a job on that I had to work late previous night. I ended up having a snooze in the afternoon, and by the time I woke up it was too late to get the boat ready and go out. C'est la vie. The weather's not looking all that impressive for the next couple of weekends. We'll see what happens as they get closer, but I'll get out again as soon as the weather permits. Until then, good fishing.